To reverse corpse pose, otherwise lying on your belly. You can make a pillow with your hands or just rest your head wherever it feels comfortable. And let's just take a moment, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose if possible. And out. Maybe taking this moment to kind of zoom out from your life and all of the distractions and all of the little problems and issues that perhaps you brought with you today, and imagine that you're viewing all of the world and you can see all of your life before you. Allow yourself just to appreciate how small little problems that we make into big problems actually are in the grand scheme of things. Maybe you take this opportunity to just notice the importance of simply showing up day after day, not trying to reach new heights every single day, but just being, just showing up and being. And with that, you're invited to gently lift your head and slide your hands so that they're underneath your elbows or underneath your shoulders in a sort of like baby cobra. And you're invited to let your chin or your forehead rest down, or you can keep your head lifted up and just start to roll your shoulders forwards and back, making a little circle, like imagining the top of your big arm bone that makes your pointy shoulder, rotating around, maybe pausing as you circle it down towards the mat and let the elbows lift up. I find that this gives me a nice stretch, so if you like it too, you can always pause here and maybe add some little neck movements. Maybe you continue circling the shoulders as you play around with lifting the head or lowering the head, just noticing what role your neck plays in how your shoulders are feeling. Good, and we're just going to move the hands down and bend the elbows to bring the back of the hands to the low back. You can slide them up higher if you want a deeper stretch. Again, rest your forehead down. I'm going to keep my head lifted just because of my microphone. But can you just gently lower your elbows towards the mat and maybe lift them up? Or maybe you lower them and keep them there, whatever feels best for you, but just kind of playing around with getting into the internal rotation of your shoulders as they're in this extension. And again, if it feels nice, you may like to add some little neck movements here if your head is lifted. It's just optional though. We're here for another couple of breaths. Just kind of wiggling around and noticing what you find. All right, when you're ready, take the left hand, keep your right hand where it is, but take the left arm and reach it up overhead. Reach it as far away from your shoulder as you can, and then bend the elbow, lowering the elbow down, and bring your left hand to the left side of your face. We're just going to use our head here as a little resistance. So gently press your hand into your head, so you're kind of working into a little internal shoulder rotation here as you continue to breathe softly and fully. Good, and then maybe pull your hand away from your head, just rotating in the other direction. Breathing, maybe with a smile on your face. One more each time, so gently press your hand into your head. Maybe you notice, depending on the strength of your arms, that you get a little bit of a neck activation as well. Your neck has to work here, that's always a good thing. Then pull your hand away. Good. Then when you're ready, just roll over onto the left side and come into beach pose, I like to call this. It's like you're just chilling on the beach. But what we're going to do here is bring that left arm out in front of you. You can allow your head to rest down, put a block under there if you want. We're not going to be here for too long though. And can you bring your left palm down, and then using your right hand, this is just an option, you can leave this out, but gently press that arm into a little bit more internal rotation. And just like we did before, now you're going to press into the hand. So you're trying to bring your hand up to the top of your mat, but your right hand is stopping it. And then a gentle internal rotation. Maybe this time you're not pressing with the right hand, you're just bringing the left hand away from the right. Good, and then press the left arm back into the right hand, working into that external rotation here. Continuing to breathe. Good. One more breath. And then bring your left arm back under your head, resume your beach pose. Option to take the left hand to the back of your back. Like it was before, you can totally leave this out though. Can you extend the right leg straight? And then bending that right knee, bring it towards the right elbow. Maybe you can hook it behind. Maybe it's just kind of going in that direction. Put that on repeat another 2, 3, 4 times, just moving at your own pace. Just getting that hip warmed up. Try to think about rotating through the hip joint so that the knee is pointing up towards the shoulder. Good, and then pause there. If you need to, you can slide your hand in if you want to get that bind with the elbow in front of the knee. And start to circle through the right ankle. So nice, slow, deliberate circles. If we do these too quickly, it's easy to kind of fall into little habits where basically one area of the circle doesn't end up being circular. And as you go through these circles, start to straighten that right knee just as much as you can. So not only are we kind of waking up our cerebellum with this coordinated movement, the ankle circles can help with the leg mobility here. And as you get towards as straight as you can get it, just go all the way back down to where you began. And we're going to do that again, circling the ankle in the other direction. Just taking it nice and slow. Enjoying this as just part of the journey, not worrying about what you're trying to get to. Good. Pause with the leg as straight up as you can get it, and then release the right arm so you can grab hold of the back of the leg, the knee, maybe you can hold onto the toe, whatever feels good for you, and you're going to press your leg into your hand. So it's like more of this kind of general thing that we've been doing. Activating the muscles to press into the hand, then just relax the leg and see if you can pull it a little bit closer towards your face. Maybe you adjust where you're holding. We're going to do one more round like that. So just press your leg into your hand. Use your hand as this resistance. Continue to breathe smoothly. One more breath, then relax, and notice if you can go a little bit deeper. Just a little good old classic PNF stretching. Now we're gonna roll into a half Ananda Balasana, happy baby. So just roll onto your back, bend that right knee, grab onto the outside of the right foot. Left leg can be foot flat or in a kind of a half cobbler pose, whatever feels best for you. We're gonna focus on the right hip though. So as you kind of ease your way into this half happy baby, Ananda Balasana, blissful baby. Bring awareness to the right hip joint and maybe, again, just kind of tense around there. See if you can just make it as tense as you can. And then use this idea of contrast, so do the complete opposite. See if you can relax all the muscles around that right hip. And with it as relaxed as possible, maybe you use your hands to just kind of like wiggle that right leg around, just kind of circling through the hip joint ever so slightly with it relaxed. So kind of mapping out a passivity, teaching our brains that this joint can be relaxed as well. Good. One more breath wherever you are, maybe just finding a more traditional sort of happy baby or half happy baby hold. And when you're ready, big breath in. As you exhale, press up to a seated position. Bring your hands behind you and maybe just shimmy back over onto your mat with your fingers pointing more or less forwards. Bend your elbows back behind you and allow the heads of the shoulders to roll forward. So just similar to what we did before, you can allow a roundedness through your spine, and here it might be nice to do little half circles through the neck. Just letting your chin roll down towards your chest and then over to each shoulder. Maybe there's another movement you would like to do here, maybe just warming up through the wrists. If you're feeling really active, maybe you want to lift up to a reverse tabletop. But for me, I'm quite happy just enjoying this stretch through the shoulders. All right, rising up from there. Take the soles of the feet together, the knees wide, and come into a little cobbler pose. Maybe you stay sitting up, that's all good. Or maybe you crawl your hands forward. Let's take 2 breaths here. Allowing yourself just to kind of take up space, lengthen your body a little bit more. And then you're invited to add in a little twist, maybe just reaching the left elbow or left hand up and lowering it back down, twisting to reach the right elbow or right arm up, lowering it down, and then come up just enough so you can cross your ankles, and we're just gonna roll over into a tabletop position. Let's take a couple of cat-cows here. Inhaling into your cow, arching the spine. Exhaling into your cat as you round the spine. And you're invited to carry on with a few little cat-cows here. Or if you want to, you could lift the knees up and press the chest back towards the thighs, coming into a downward facing dog. Inhale as you rock forward to a plank and lower the knees, keeping it nice and gentle as you just flow through a little easy vinyasa, lowering your body down and inhaling into a baby cobra. Exhaling back to a child's pose or a downward facing dog. Just again, looking for a nice stretch by thinking of how you can take up a little bit more space and reach your body parts further away from each other, using the mat, using gravity, using the tension in your body to create length in a feel-good way. And when you're ready, just lower your body all the way back down to that reverse corpse pose. 3 breaths just to reset and notice how you're feeling. All right, when you're ready, just like before, slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. And let's spend a little bit of time here just rolling out through the shoulders. Maybe you notice little differences in the first time. Adding your neck in as well. And when you're ready, take the back of your hands to your low back or slide them up a little bit higher for a deeper stretch. And like a little baby bird of paradise, just growing its wings. Just flap those elbows down and then up. As you continue to breathe, remember, I've got my head lifted because of my microphone. You can absolutely have your head down. All right, when you're ready, left arm's gonna stay where it is, right arm's gonna sweep all the way up, around and overhead. Then lower the elbow down, bend the elbow and bring your hand to the head. Press your hand into your head as you continue to breathe. And then bring your hand away from your head, just rotating through that shoulder. So it's not about using your wrist, it's just the shoulder. Then press back into your head one more time here. And then again, rotate through the shoulder to bring the hand away from the head. One more breath here. And then roll over onto your right side. Bend the knees to support you. Let go of the bind of the left arm. Bring your right hand out in front of you. Let your head rest down. And then rotate your palm down towards the mat. So again, going into internal rotation. For this first one, maybe just use that left hand, just gently guiding the arm a little bit lower. Sometimes we can just be a little cheerleader for ourselves, or like a yoga teacher, giving you a little assist in a yoga class. You can do that for yourself here. And then gently press your hand into the other hand. Good. Press your hand away from the left hand. And then press it up into it. all of this is just, if nothing else, I mean, it's doing stuff in our muscles, but a lot of the work that we're doing here is for our brain, just mapping out these positions of our shoulders. So come back into your beach pose. Maybe take a moment to imagine that you are relaxing on a beach. And then bringing the left hand to the back, extend the left leg straight, and then bend the knee, bringing it towards the left elbow. Kind of aiming for getting the knee behind the elbow. No worries if that's not happening for you. Getting 3, 4, 5 of these in before pausing. And then start to circle through that left ankle. Remember, it might even be nice just to look and see what that left ankle is doing. Sometimes I think I'm doing nice, smooth circles, and then I look at what my ankle is doing, and I'm like, that is a square. My left ankle is a bit square, though. Aren't you? Yeah. And then going up back. Then switching your circle direction. Just noticing if these ankle circles are helping with your hip mobility. Very often, mobilizing the ankles can help with our hips. Once you get that leg as straight as you can get it, release the left arm and hold on to the leg wherever it feels good so you can press your leg into the hand as you breathe. Good. Then relax and use your arm to pull the leg a little bit closer towards your face. One more round like that. Wherever you get to, press the leg into your hand. Then relax and see if you can guide the leg a little bit closer towards your face. Good job. Half Ananda Balasana. So we're just rolling onto your back, taking the left foot to the left hand, and then the left knee out to the shoulder. Remember, right leg can do whatever feels best here. So a little bit of contrast work. So beginning with awareness on the left hip joint. First, can you just tighten all the muscles around there? Just kind of give your brain a little bit of awareness of what we don't want it to do. And now, relax as much as possible. Find total softness in that hip joint. And when you feel like you can't relax anymore, use just your left arm. You could even use your right arm if you need to as well to get that hip circling a little bit. So more work for the brain, really, more than anything else. All right. One more breath, just holding wherever it feels nice. On your exhale, straighten the right leg, rise up. Ooh. Bring your hands back behind you, shimmy yourself onto your mat, back into that little shoulder stretch, and you can just repeat what we did last time, or if you want to go a little bit deeper, you could even turn the fingers towards each other, let the elbows go wide. So we're kind of mimicking the bind that we would be in a lot of yoga binds, including Bird of Paradise. Again, you can add the neck in here. Maybe just play around with where you can put your head that you feel more comfortable in your shoulders. Because it's all connected, you know? All right, and when you're ready, rise back up. Just like before, you can take a cobbler pose, or another option here is to take a little wide-legged forward fold, so whichever works for you, legs straight or bent. Maybe crawl forward. Take a few breaths here. Just allowing, again, yourself to kind of open up and lengthen and take up space. So maybe that means you just bring some awareness to your spine and extend each vertebra a little bit further away from each other, or maybe it's your legs you're focusing on, bringing them, the knees a little bit further away from each other. Just looking for an expansiveness, like you are so in tune with the fact that you are pretty much just stardust and you're just floating through space like stardust. All right, and when you're ready, rise up, bend the legs, cross the ankles so you can roll over into your tabletop position. Again, a couple of cat-cows here. Option to carry on with the cat-cows, or maybe take a little gentle vinyasa, just pressing back to a downward facing dog and just kind of stretching everything out. Again, thinking of the length that you can create through your body. Just looking for these end range motions, end ranges of different joints that we move into. And as you get there, just adding a little bit of tension with softness. Just stretch those muscles out. And whenever you're finished, we'll come back to our reverse corpse. And once again, you're invited maybe just to zoom out again. Look down at yourself from an external point of view. And notice how amazing you are, how miraculous you are, and how connected you are to everything and everyone around you as you continue to zoom out and just see all of the world, all of humanity, all of creation together as one. And if you like that sentiment, maybe you hold on to it and do this flow again, or just bring it into the rest of your day, or maybe even take it into another class here.